All right, welcome back, everybody, to the cast. This is the Colorado Kayak Fishing Club podcast. I'm Matt Collins. With me, we got Alex Rojas today, co-hosting. Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Doing good, man. How you doing, Matt? It's been a minute.
Good. I know, man. It's been a hot minute. I feel like this summer's just been flying by. I've been way too busy. Haven't fished enough, as always.
No.
But yeah, I'm excited to be here tonight. We've got Red Willow champion with us, Cory Doyle. So excited to bring him on. We're going to talk fishing with him, kind of how we do, getting into what brought him into the club. It's always cool, like, having these new, he's won before, but it's for the podcast side of things, having new people on, kind of just see how they got into the club and, maybe where they started with kayak fishing to where they are now and changes they've made along the way. And the three of us have had some great times, so we'll kind of get into that as well. But yeah without further ado, let's bring in the champ himself.
Absolutely.
What's up, Matt? What's up, man?
What's going on, Cory?
All right. So I don't know if
Cory, right off the bat, Mr. Primetime himself comes in, rocking a chain. Gotta love that chain, man.
Oh. Is that a Coach Prime sweatshirt?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's with the chain.
My heart.
All right. So if you're listening on Spotify, I'll just try to describe this. It's not going to do it justice, so go watch on YouTube. But Cory is rocking a Coach Prime sweatshirt, and he is fabricated by putting a hole in his trophy. He has made it a chain necklace. Like, it looks like Flava Flav is with us.
Flava Flav.
I love it, man.
Cory coming in with style. I love it,
man. Awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on, Cory.
Real quick question. When's the last time you took that thing off? Have you had it on since Red Willow?
Oh, yeah. You don't shower with this cheap fake gold. Cancer.
Oh, that's good stuff, Cory. That's great stuff, man.
I love it.
So anybody that doesn't know, let's introduce Cory right, man. So Cory Doyle, been around the club for a while. When did you first join the club, Cory?
It's probably been 5 years. I can't remember. It's 5 years at least. 4 years, 5 years, but It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I know. I think we met pretty quickly when you joined the club. I think, right? I don't remember how we met, you and I.
Yeah, me either.
We just started talking. We hit it off, and we started traveling together. We went to Lake Fork together multiple times now. We just hit it off, right? So, yeah, I know it's been a minute. I don't remember exactly how we met or when we met or anything like that, but I know you're one of my favorite people, so I love it, man. You know how we go, man. Yeah, it's a good time with us. But so let's do a little intro. Let's just tell us a little bit about yourself. Whatever you want to share. How you found the club, and what the club represents to you. Because everybody's a little different. So
I got it. I think I got a kayak probably 8 years ago. It was a Field and Stream one that I never fished for bass. I never fished for really walleye. I kind of did for walleye just because I kind of grew up doing that, but not much, not like anything I progressed to get into. Right. But I used to take that Field and Stream up to what's the Meadow Creek? I think it's across from Granby. And I used to go all the way back up in there, all the way to the mouth of the creek, and I'd float that out, catching trout all the way out. And it kind of really just kind of got me into it. And then I kind of started looking for clubs, and somehow, like, I came across this, and they were having a tournament out of Chatfield, and I was still fishing like if I bass fished at all, I was throwing just gets it, basically, spinning rod, St. Croix. I mean, just popping it in chest waders from shore. And I saw everybody out on all their fancy kayaks one day, and I was like, what is this? And kind of got online and figured out where they were from and what they were doing there. And then I just kind of, I was like, I need to get one of those. And so drove to Vegas to get my first one, a Mariner. It was
Okay.
cheap.
I remember your Mariner. Yeah.
I wanted to go. I wanted to run down there anyways, and it was I had a long weekend, and I just wanted to get out of town, so I was like, oh, I'll just drive 10 hours and go pick that up, and stayed at Red Bluffs down in St. George, probably the most gorgeous place I've ever been, camping wise. And yeah, just had a great trip and came back and I was hooked. I mean, I tried to stand up in that fucker though and nearly fell out 3 times. I think that's what scared me from standing up for so many years.
Right.
Mariner was 50.
Yeah,
But yeah.
You bought one of my my rentals when I was running the Old Towns. You bought one of those. That's pretty stable, but you still didn't trust that thing.
I didn't like it. I did not like it. It was just too tippy.
Right. So you got into that native, right? Once you got in the native, then you found your groove there. Right?
Oh, yeah. The Titan. I mean, yeah, I'll fall out of that before I flip it. It's crazy stable.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'll stand in 2-foot rollers in that and fish. It's
right
good.
on, man. Yeah. So, man, let's get into the day, man. Let's get into that weekend. Let's get into. I mean, it's pretty funny because I'll share a little story there in a little bit, but yeah, just how that whole weekend set up for you when you got down the Red Willow. I know we got a place together, right? We stayed up there, Airbnb. You were there before I was, I think a day before or something like that. But I'll let you tell the story, you know?
Yep. Well, I got down there on Thursday. Probably, I wanted to get down there early, but I'd been working a lot and I was tired. So I slept a little longer than I wanted to. Got down there around 11 o'clock noon, and it was like 106 degrees. It was stupid. I mean, like I went to Walmart and went to start my truck I stopped my truck and went to move it to another spot, and it just said, hell no.
It says too damn hot.
Once it started back up, but it was just, it was so hot. I was like, I'm not going out there and just gonna die in this.
Right.
Too much for me. So I went to the Airbnb and hung out, watched South Park, just kind of had a nice, relaxing day. And then, we got up Friday and we all went out fishing. And Friday was brutal because Friday, I just threw moving baits. Everything I had, shower baits, different color swim jigs. I even threw a crankbait, but spinner baits, top waters, buzz baits, walking baits, and I couldn't get a bite on anything. Right. And then that wind started kicking up, and I was like, well, I want to get back near that ramp just in case this gets nasty.
Right.
And I was just kind of done throwing all that stuff, and I pulled out a jig, Arky, 1/2 ounce, started flipping shore, and came across a little laydown that had some wood piled up on it, flipped into that, bam, hooked into a really good one. I retied my leaders right before I left, though, and I hadn't reset all my drags, and couldn't put a good hook in him. But I kind of knew that that's what I wanted to do, regardless of what seemed right to be doing with all the chassis, right to be, making them react on throwing moving baits, getting them to chase. But I just didn't want to do that. So kind of like Friday night, I sat down. I was like, I'm going to tie on my jigs, tie on my weightless Cinco, and I'm going to fish as slow as I can. And I was in no rush to get out there because I knew I was going to launch on that south end again. I knew I was either going to go like to the ramp we had the awards at, or I was going to go up to the marina ramp.
Right.
And so I either one, I didn't really want to deal with everybody going out and getting, because they probably just pushed me further out. And I didn't want to go far that day. I just kind of wanted to catch one big fish. And I wanted to
that lake has them.
That's all I wanted to do, was make it worth my time going there and stick a good one. Yeah. But as it turns out, what's that?
Did you have any confidence going into Saturday?
No, none.
It was a tough bite. It was talking to everybody. Everybody I talked to, like nobody had caught really a good amount of fish. I caught 4 in 2 or 3 hours. I I was pretty confident going into it. I shouldn't have been, but I was confident going into it. I caught 4 the day before in 2 hours, and they were pretty solid. So I was really confident. As you know, Cory, I was pretty confident. That's never a good thing. Didn't work out for me very well. You know, I caught 1 fish on the day. So yeah, you had no confidence going in. I know you were going to New York. You've never been up to the other area, right? You've never been up there, right?
Never.
Just gonna wing it.
Never seen it. Didn't know anything about it. Just figured I'd just launch there and go to the first place where don't have people around me and see if there's anything I like. And I launch and there's nobody there. Right. I thought there'd be people all around there, just because that's where all the bass boats were launching that day. Right. And I look to my left and I see a rock wall and I see grass sticking up out of it. I was like, this has probably already been hammered, but I'm going to go hit it anyways. And start going around. I started flipping around all the edges of it. There are like 5 of them. They're all like 15 by 15 feet, just spaced out along this wall. I mean, right up on it, foot of water. But I'm flipping around the deeper edge of them and nothing. And then I decided I'm going to come back and I'm going to hit every pocket or hole in them. First flip, right in the middle of it, went to lift up and wait and set on or leaned into that one. And I wasn't sure if I just hung up on the grass, but it hit back and that was a 20 and a half. And that was about 8:45. Got him in the boat, got him measured, went to the next one that I already hit around the edges, flipped right into the middle of that one, and 19 and a half. And at that point, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I got a chance to do something today.
Right.
And I felt good having 2 fish at 9:30 or so. But I went through and I hit those for the next 3 hours, probably. And I pulled like a 10 3/4 out of one of them at some point. But by then it was 11:45 noon, and I was like, I've fished this to death. And I was like, I'll run around these corners. I ran around the one corner, probably 100 yards, ran around, looked around it, seeing if there's anything that sets up like it. There was nothing. Ran probably 200 yards the other way, looked around it, and there's nothing over there. So there were just those 2 stumps of, two little piles of stick-ups. I mean, they're probably 20 yards by 10 yards, but I mean, they're about 70 yards apart. This is good. Let's go throw that Cinco and see if we can pull one out of there. And I'd seen bass boats all day. I mean, 6 or 7 of them hitting those 2 little sections of trees. But they were all throwing moving baits, and they hadn't caught nothing. They'd come in, hit them, and move on. And I never saw them catch a fish in the 3 hours I was messing around with those little grass pads. So I was like, I'll just finish in my day here, and we'll see if I can get another one. I had a June bug tied on, just a weightless Cinco, flipped it in there, and I could feel it getting tapped. And I was like twice, like I'd flip it in, and I couldn't get them to go on it. I wasn't sure what they were. I wasn't sure if they were crappie or if they were bass or what, but I looked at my jig rod at that point, and I was like, I got green pumpkin jig. I got a green pumpkin magic, basically trailer. It's the same. It's got gold flake in it, like the green pumpkin magic. It was a net bait pack crawl, but I knew I had green pumpkin magic Cincos in my. I got a bag of Cincos I got every color just shoved in there, and I got to dig through it every time and find the one I kind of want. But I had 2 of them buried down on the bottom. Pulled them out, first cast into that same place I was getting nipped on that June bug one. I lifted it once and my rod just bent over. And I was like, okay, they want that green pumpkin.
Was it wacky rigged?
Wacky rigged. Wacky rigged. I had those VMC, those ones with the
guard?
The guard on it that kind of clipped into the hook.
The hook, yeah.
I think they cost, because there were a couple fish later in the day that I lost, because I think those little guards get bent and it just slides right out their mouth. But besides the point. I caught that one, and it wasn't. I went from flipping in the middle, just went up to the outside edge, next flip, bam, 14-inch. I mean, I wasn't lifting it more than once. I'd let it sink to the bottom and lift it up, and they'd hit, and I'd bend over, and then I went 30 yards over to that other pile of trees, first or second, cast into there, hit another 16. And at that point, I was cool. I'd lost both. That one took my second Green Pumpkin Magic Cinco.
Right.
So then I was on watermelon red, and I was just kind of, for the next 15 minutes, I went to another pile of trees, and I got a wall up there too on a watermelon red one. But that's, I think my hook was, and I set right into whatever branches or brush and snapped my leader off. And I only have one single rod I really like. So at that point, I was like, I think I'm good. We'll see.
Right. Did you
go and see what happens?
Do you ever watch the standings? Did you watch the standings that day at all? Did you know, like, have an idea of how tough a bite it was?
I didn't even turn it on all day. And it wasn't because I was sandbagging so much. It was just because I was like, just so surprised by those two fish right away that I just kind of wanted to keep going and see, because I don't always catch limits by any means, or I'm never really like in contention. So that day I just kind of wanted to soak it all in and not be worried about what everybody else was doing, and just see if I could get my 5 and let it all shake out.
So I was judging it. I was out for work in Arizona, and I think I had just gotten back, so I had the day off. I was sitting there judging it, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like it was slow and brutally slow. And I saw, I think Flanagan, he caught a nice one right off the bat. It was 21 or something, and I was like, "Okay, here we go." And it was just silence, on the leaderboard. And then even coming in, usually you got the sandbaggers at the end that are in the last hour coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, there's not a bunch of people sandbagging, because people had been submitting fish. There were only 3 limits caught in the whole tournament.
Right.
And between second and third place, it looks like there was a 13-inch difference, just because, they fell off, and you end up winning with 85 3/4, 82.5 was second, then 69 inches in third. And then without a full limit, you had 68 1/4 and 61 from Chinchar, Lee, and Trev Stuckey in the back. It was you, Matt Flanagan, Tim Van Sickler, Chinchar, Lee, and then Trev Stuckey. So hammers, all around there. But golly, it was a tough bite.
I like a fish caught though.
So what time?
Good one.
Yeah. What time did you get your limit?
I'd say probably around noon. No, 12:30. 12:30. 12:30, 1 o'clock. I got that somewhere around there, because I digged around for like a half hour after that before I came in, and before I lost my leader on my single rod. That was it for me. I was done.
Yeah.
We'll see what.
So I wake up in the morning, right? Tournament day. I'm all excited again. I'm confident, dude. I got a bite going. Like, I caught 4 in 2 hours. They're all solid fish. I'm pretty confident. Like, I got something, right? I get up. I'm excited to get going in the morning. I'm leaving. Freaking Cory's still asleep on the couch. I'm like, what the hell? You fishing today, bro? He was like laid back, relaxed, whatever, man. He's like, hey, good luck. See you. All right, man. I said, good luck, Cory. Then end of the day comes, I'm watching the leaderboard. I never saw Cory's showing, he didn't submit his fish till later, right? So I didn't see it. I'm watching the leaderboard, nothing. I see Matt Flanagan's killing him. He's the only guy really, really sticking him, right? Tim Van Sickler had a good day too, but just dinks for him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I come in, we do a bet, so we go travel and we stay at these houses, you guys know, just to let the audience know here that we always bet every day that we're pre-fishing tournaments. We always bet biggest fish of the day. We put some money on it, I won Fridays. Saturday, I had like a 19.5 or 19.75 inch fish. I talked to everybody else except for Cory. I'm like, that might hold up. Might win some more money. I get to the award ceremony site. I see Cory. As soon as I saw Cory, I knew right away. I was like, oh, that motherfucker. He had a smile. I knew right away. Like I knew he did okay. You know, I didn't know what he had yet. I thought he had good fish. I didn't know he won or anything like that until I talked to him. And then I was like, oh, you get up late. So there's more to the story too. So you got to share this part of the story, Cory, because this is important. Not really, but it's funny, right? And I think Don Moyer's staying with us, and I'm staying at the house too. And so is Josh Unger. But Cory leaves his house, and I think he forgets a few items at his house. So I think Don and I deserve a little portion of his proceeds that he won. So tell us how that went and what you forgot and what you had to borrow.
I forgot just about everything. I had about 10 fishing shirts. I had no fishing pants. I forgot my life jacket, which is like my lifeline when I'm on the water, because everything I have is in there. All my pins, all my methyl markers, everything. I mean, it's all in there. So I was lost. Luckily, you had a pair of pants. They barely fit, but they fit. They got me through the day. They're a little short, a little tight, made me look a little plummy, but I looked that way anyways. And luckily, Don had a life jacket.
Yeah.
First inflatable one I ever worn.
Yeah.
But
that's funny because on Friday, Cory comes off the water and I see him. It's like 100 degrees on Friday too. Not as quite as hot as Thursday was, but still pretty hot. And he rolls up. And he has a pair of blue jeans on and his work cowboy boots on in the kayak, right? And I look at Cory like, what the hell, Cory? Like, I mean, it's hot out. Like, I don't know how the hell he's doing it with jeans and boots on, you know? And there he is pulling his kayak up, right? So I'm like, I think I got a pair of pants you can borrow. I don't think they're going to fit you. I mean, I'm a tiny little guy, right? Cory's like 6'2". And I'm like, you know, I'm like, I wear 34. I'm at 30-inch inseam. Like, there's no way it's going to fit Cory. Yeah, it is pretty funny to watch him with his cowboy boots and those little capris he had on.
Yeah, you got a pair of shorts.
I'm ready for summer. Ready for the beach.
No, today, what a day, though, man. Congratulations. I know it's your first win on the bass side. I know how much it meant to you because you and I kind of the same deal, right? Where I was a walleye guy, you were a walleye guy. Before we got into the bass game, you just got a bait caster around the same time I did. I think my first bait caster I got in 2017. That's the first time I really started targeting bass. You were about the same time frame, am I right?
Now everything I got is bait casters.
Now, but before, right?
Back then, I'd never thrown one. Yeah. I thrown one a little bit when I was younger, but not then. I didn't know anything about it.
You have one spinning rod because Alex tried to lose it this year.
Oh my gosh!
I got two. I got a Cinco rod and I got a drop shot rod. That's it. Everything else, bait caster. Yeah.
Dude, no.
Anymore.
I was so happy to see you win. I really was, man. Congratulations, but that was awesome. I mean,
it felt good.
The conditions the way they were and the limit you were able to put up, it was a good day for you, man. Congrats on that, man.
It was a good day. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to shout out a couple people, and then I'm gonna head into bed, man.
Hold on, real quick. Real quick. Let's talk real quick about two things. First off, hey Matt, post that picture for me real quick. This is in my head. This is what I had picture of you driving home, or that night. What you were thinking right here. Go and post that picture up real quick, Matt. Can you read that, Cory?
I was thinking something similar, but I was just thinking more how just terribly long and boring this drive is. Really, I'm glad to send all them Nebraska fans that drove 14 hours back crying.
I know, dude. It's easier drive though once you get that W. Believe me, I know.
A little easier. It's a little easier, no doubt about it.
So another thing I want to hit real quick is, I love to tell people in the club that, just traveling is a fun time. We go on these tournaments. This is Nebraska for this one. We've been to Fork. We've been to Truman. We've been a lot of different places that we go to out of state. That's, some of us that travel. We always get Airbnbs together. We have a great time out there. Cory's our cook. Cooks phenomenal for us. But we always have such a great time out there, right? I mean, I just want you to kind of touch base on what your feelings are with traveling out of state and how it is, hanging out with the guys and stuff,
Honestly, it's the best part about it all. Like, I don't take trips. I don't go to beaches. I don't go out at country much. It's too much. I mean, this is a ton of work, but still, like, I'd rather be fishing and having to spend a lot of money and put a lot of time into stuff than going to Cozumel or wherever and sitting on a beach and getting shit-faced the whole time. So, like, I love it. It's a good group of people. We always everybody's good about splitting up, and just taking the time to find the place, taking the time to kind of split up who owes what, split up food. Everybody's just willing to chip in and kick in and help out. And they're really the best trips. 4 or 5 days, just kind of hanging out, talking, fishing, and then drinking and eating. And and then we're usually, a lot of times when we're going that far, we're carpooling, so the drive's really not that big a hassle. I look forward to them every year, and that was my main goal this year, was really to finish top 10 in the AKC one, so I could just hit that Truman one again, because I love going down there, and I hate having to wait for hold downs and whatever. I just kind of wanted to secure my own spot this year and carry my own weight, and I'm close to doing that, which will be nice.
No, it's always fun. It's a blast. It's a good time. I encourage people to go out. It's new waters. It's fun to fish new waters as well and break them down as well. So there's one more thing before you go, Cory. You just got to kind of tell us what this picture is to you, because it's a very common picture that we have of you. Every time we travel somewhere, it's the same picture. I don't care where we go. It's that picture right there.
I like having that TV right next to me. Everywhere we go, there aren't TVs in bedrooms.
So we travel around, right? I'm a little guy again.
I will wear that couch out.
I always get a room for myself because of my snoring, right? It's bad. And Cory, there's an empty bedroom, and Cory still chooses to sleep on couches. And he's like 6'2", feet hanging off all over the place. I mean, that's a tip. That's anywhere we travel. That's the picture we always get at Cory, no matter where we go. Same picture on the couch. I love it. No, it's again, congratulations Cory, on that W, man. I'm sure it means the world to you. I know that. So again, congratulations. We'll see you out there at Boyd, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll pre-fish today for that one. I look forward to that one. We get that jig, get that fucking bait going again. Hopefully do a little better this year than last year. But yeah, let me shout out, just thanks to the board, like Jamie, Brett, just guys that are, everybody that's ever been part of it, that they just make it so much easier and more enjoyable for everybody. The traveling crew, Ronnie, my boy, who I always ride with, we go long ways together. We get along most of the time. And it makes it a lot easier between us. Hinsey, Jeremy Pierce, Josh Unger, Don Moyer, funniest dude I ever met. You, Matt Collins. It's been really nice having you with us on our trips anymore. Hopefully you can stick around a couple more years, but we'll see. I mean, it's what it is. Other guys who have helped, like Strawbridge, who's helped me with building rods and kind of just stuff like that, and who runs a great club and does great work for the bass community. And Chris Coney, my boy, I gotta holler at you because we talk all the time fishing, and I bounce things off him, and he's always an open ear and always gives me the lowdown on Pueblo and what's going on. And he's just a good guy to talk to once a week. And most of all, you, Alex, you know how much you mean to me. You know how important you are. I don't have to go on about it, but you are this club. You're the reason that this is what it is. I know guys started it, but it wouldn't be this without you. And that's 100% you. And I guess anyone who said what's up, who congratulated on my win on Facebook, I appreciate it. I know they all stick. DeWong, Ali, Stucky. It's nice just hearing from them that, hey, good job. And it means a lot to me. And yeah, all the sponsors and Matt Flanagan, you had a hell of a day. You won more money than me, so I don't know who the real winner is, but congrats.
Hey, the real winner has a trophy around his neck right now. All right, man. Cory, thanks for coming on, man. Matt, you got anything?
Thanks for having me. You guys have a good night. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you, buddy. All right. Yep. All right, we'll wrap it up with him off stage here. It looks like he had to go to his bedtime. I just want to point out that these don't have a hole in them right there. Right. So he drilled into his trophy to make it a chain necklace. I love that.
That is great, man. He's hilarious in his own way. I love Cory, man. He's one of my dogs, man.
He's our Coach Prime.
He's our Coach Prime. I love it. And that's classic, man. That was great.
Yeah. One thing we didn't mention about Cory that I want to talk about, I knew he had to go, so I didn't want to hold him up. But, man, if you're ever around Cory on a trip, I've been with him. We've camped out a couple times at campsites up at your place. We've been there for Spinney last year in 11 Mile, Truman. Anywhere you go with Cory, it's like, we're all trying to chip in, but Cory's like the best host of just food. And the dude is an insane cook. He made paella on a cast iron over a fire once with me and Unger. Fish out, at your place, pike, and then he's, doing. I think every night he was cooking something out of Truman, but he's really just the nicest guy. It's funny, like you said, sleeping in. I think you and I at Truman were waking up at 4 or 5 every morning, getting out there, just seeing how early we can get out. And then, you walk by Cory on the couch every day, and he gets up there, when he wants to, he gets up and moseys on out and does it. But I've learned a hell of a lot from him, from you too. But I wanted to catch fish on a jig, and I was out at Boyd with him last year, and I was like, what the hell are you catching him on? He had an Arky that he was throwing. I'm like, I don't get this jig bite. I was still pretty new to bass fishing. And this year, thanks to Trev, I ended up getting a better jig rod and off his recommendation. And then with Cory, we're pouring lead together, making our own jigs, and he gave me a ton of pointers, ton of confidence of when to throw it. And now I love it. So he's a great guy, but that's just another story of anybody in the club, that they just want to help you out. They want to make you a better angler. And this club's definitely done that for myself. So.
Oh, me too, no doubt about it. Yeah, I encourage people to join these tournaments. They're a lot of fun. If you want to learn fishing, join a tournament. If you're a little bit competitive, I'm ridiculously competitive. Even if you're just a little bit competitive, join a tournament. You're going to want to do better. You're going to try to figure out why people catch them the way they do. You're going to listen and talk to people like you're talking about right now with Trev and Cory. For me, it was all the guys. I go the list is endless for me. All the guys I've learned from through the years. Fish some tournaments. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be, everybody in the club. That's what I love about it. Is the club is. That's to me is what it's about. When we talk about traveling and staying together, it's not just necessarily that group of guys. It is that group of guys too. Don't get me wrong, but it's anybody in the club. It's most of the guys in the club are amazing people. They're helpful. During a tournament, you can ask them questions. They'll tell you how they're catching them. I know you run into me in a tournament. I'll tell you exactly what I'm catching. I'll share a bait with you if I have to. I've given guys rods in the past during a tournament, and I know a lot of people do that. I just try to pay it forward the way it was paid forward to me. So I just love it, and the epitome of all that is Cory, man. Cory really is that guy, man. He's under, he's not the guy everybody's probably going to know. Everybody knows Cory, but I mean, he doesn't have the big name that people, the true guys everybody talks about all the time, the Jason Duans, Paul Ross, etc. Right. But that guy helps a lot under the sheets, under the covers, if you will. He does things in the background, if you will. He always every year talks about, if no one volunteers to be a board member, I'll do it. Yeah. He realizes he's probably not the right guy for that because he's a little rougher on the edges. Sometimes he'll tell you how it is, which I love about him. But that's the kind of, that's the kind of guy he is, and that's the kind of people we have in this club, period. There's a lot of people that are like that. So he epitomizes what this club is to me. He's that, right? Yeah. Anyways, but we got Boyd coming up.
Yeah. So the next 2 weekends, we got tournaments. So we got 11 Mile this weekend. That's going to be a good one. It's going to be chilly. I think the low is going to be 30 that morning, or is what it was looking like. So I think it's going to get up to maybe 50, 55. I was just looking at Hartselle, so it's usually even a couple degrees cooler out there. But so it'll be a little bit colder, but it'll be nice. It's beautiful out there. I love it. Please be careful on the roads out there. I was driving my truck out there. They had a big wreck, and I had to detour around. And I was going 20 and a 40 and ended up sending my kayak through the back of my truck on a pothole. So the roads are pretty bad right now. I'd actually just stopped and helped someone that busted a tire. And then there was another lady that pulled up and was like, "Can you sign this petition to get the roads fixed out here?" I was like, "Sure, do that." Go on my way, hit a big drop out of nowhere, and then boom. So, but thanks to Romero Insurance Agency, that'll be getting fixed tomorrow. And then so we've got that. I don't know, are the awards over at your place? Okay, cool. So we'll be pushing all that out. Justin will have all the information, the captain's meeting, and we'll be doing that over there. It's a great time. And then the next weekend, we have our last tournament, which is Boyd, which is going to be a blast. It's fishing a lot differently than last year. It's kind of what I've heard and fished last month against all the wakeboard boats out there. And it looked a lot different than last year, a lot more water in it. So we'll see how that looks. And it's going to be a little later in the season, too, so it should be a different bite as well. So, but yeah, those are our two events that we got going on. Then we'll have our awards banquet. I think it's Columbus Day weekend, I believe. It's the first weekend in October. I think it's that Saturday. We'll confirm that, push it out. But we're giving 2 kayaks away this year at that thing. Angler of the Year trophies, Rookie of the Year trophies. So
talk about those 2 kayaks real quick, how we got them and who we need to thank for those.
Yeah, so big thanks. Both the sponsors are on the screen here behind us. So first is Native and Waterline combined. They're giving away a Titan X, or not Titan X, but a Titan
Slayer Max.
Slayer Max, sorry. And then so the way that happened is Waterline has been a sponsor with us for numerous years now. Just a great company, great relationship that we've had with them, and we kind of joined that sponsorship with them through Native, and now that's what we're giving away this year, and then or what they're giving away this year to the club. And then our next one is Old Town. They're giving away a Old Town Sportsman PDL. It's a 135, please, so 13 and a half foot. Really cool kayak. Got delivered to the house, and now it's sitting over at Josh's place. But it's awesome. Old Town gave us that, and also $2,000, which was just awesome. It basically paid for all of our big bass. checks for the year. So that meant that there were more payouts for our top 3 or 4, 5 finishers, depending on how many people. We paid out the top 3 to 5, top 10%. So that's what we had from Old Town and Native and Waterline. Super thankful for them, and we're looking forward to continuing those relationships as well as the ones with all of our other sponsors. So Scott Brands, sponsor managers, we get towards the end of the season here. Just hey, if you're part of the club or you're watching and think, this is think of somebody that maybe could sponsor the club, or if you're a person that owns a business that you'd be interested in sponsoring the club, Scott will be holding that position again next year. Reach out to him. So cool. But yeah, I think that about ties up any loose ends. You got anything else, Alex?
No. Thank you for doing this as always, Matt. I heard you might be staying another year. Is that correct?
I'm at least here another year. Maybe longer. There's a few things in. Yeah, so there's a few things that we're considering. Wife and I with kind of work where we want to go.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll be here a little bit longer. Just kind of riding it out, seeing what happens, and the family's liking it. So
yeah. Well, that's good news. Club and us and me, and thank you. We appreciate you and what you do. What a lot of people don't know, I'm going to throw a little love your way here, whether you like it or not. So this podcast was, Matt's idea. Matt came up with it. Matt said, "Let's do this. Let's run it." I'm not part of the board or anything, but this is all I know. What I know, right? Is that Matt presented it to the board, said, "Hey, I want to do this." The board was on the agreements. Everybody agreed. Matt pays out of his own pocket, not the club, just so you guys know, to run this. And it's not expensive, not cheap, but it is a little bit of money every month, So I just want to say thank you for that, Matt. Hopefully next year the club will take that bill instead of you. You shouldn't be paying for this on your own. But thank you for running with this podcast. I know it hasn't got a lot of traction yet, but it's getting traction. The more you do it, the more we'll get traction with it. So yeah, thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Yeah, my goal was the first year. Hey, let's build this thing up. Let's showcase our sponsors, and let's spread the news of the club. I mean, we're probably not going to hit crazy numbers for the niche market that we're in, being Colorado kayak fishing. But at the same time, if people can learn more about becoming better anglers or waters we fish, or like some of the things that we've talked about with you on conservation with CPW and stuff moving forward, I think that's where we really make our money, is just growing our community. Facebook page has 4,000 members. If we can just kind of grow this page as well, where we're expanding our knowledge of what we do, who the club is, and what our club stands for, which is the nonprofit side, then I think we're doing some great stuff. So yeah, thanks for the love there. But yeah, I'm happy to do this. So I like talking to you guys, and I learn stuff every week or so when we do one of these. I'm excited. I think this off season, I'm going to try to do kind of like different niche series. Like we'll talk about some off season stuff. Maybe we'll get into like some cold weather gear that we go with. I'd like to do another safety episode, but maybe bring on like a ranger, park ranger, or CPW, kind of expand it out beyond what we see on the water, but maybe what the park rangers have seen in the past, because typically we're out there and we're enforcing ourselves, but what do they see that's not people that are in the club, that maybe on the Facebook page, you have 4,000 members there, so maybe it's other people that are out there not practicing safety as much. But yeah, I got some ideas and stuff, maybe some ice fishing stuff or whatever. But
rigging.
Actually really would like to do a couple live shows potentially over the winter or into next year. Maybe get some more live stuff going. I don't know if we'd really push our awards live just with the service that we get, but I also think maybe like a pour party, kind of like we did at Truman. We get everybody together and just do, show the community aspect of it, of guys getting together, hanging out, and talking fish and stuff. So Yeah.
Sounds good.
Hey, thanks, Alex, again. Always great to catch up with you. I know it's been too long, and I'll see you on Thursday. So
see you on Thursday, man. Excited. All right, man.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.